Hey, it's Andy from Beyond Guitar, and in this video we're going to learn beautiful and interesting chords, and this is episode number 6. The first chord that we're going to play is called G major, and I'm in drop D tuning, so you'll need to tune your low string down to D in order to play what we're playing today. And so the first chord has the 5th fret on the low string, which is your root note, that's your G. And then we've got 3rd fret on the skinny string, and that's a high G. And there's our chord. Now we're always going to skip over the 5th string in this chord because that's a muted string. Okay, we're muting that string. We don't want the 5th string to ring out because that would be too dissonant. Okay, so we're never playing the 5th string at all on this chord. We're always skipping over it. There's your chord. That's just a straight ahead G major chord. Okay, next chord. Okay, this chord is E flat major 7. And here it goes. You got the 1st fret on the low string. Again, we're muting the 5th string, so let your finger bump that string. And our pick's going to jump over that string anyway, so we're not even playing the 5th string at all. Okay, we have an open string on string 4. That's our major 7. All right, then we have 3rd fret and 3rd fret. So really cram those fingers in close to each other, maybe right on top of each other. There's our chord. We'll cover a couple of variations in a minute, but for now we'll just play the standard E flat major 7. Okay, if you put those two chords together, it sounds like this. What I did on the recording of this particular song is I just simply added a distortion track where I played a standard, power chord. Power chord in drop D tuning is 1 finger, and so if you just flatten and cover the 5th fret on the 3 low strings, you have a G power chord or a G5 chord. If you move to fret 1, you have an E flat power chord or an E5 chord. And so that could be the 2nd guitar part. So if you have another player, one player could play this, nail those power chords. Okay, and then the other person could play the bigger chords. Continue. 2nd half of the song. Let's move on. Then the next chord we're going to play is C minor with an added 9. Okay, C minor 9. And here it goes. So you won't play any notes on the low string at all. All right, our root note is C, which is 3rd fret, string 5. Then you have 1st fret on the D string. You have an open G. And then you've got to use your pinky finger to play 3rd fret, string 2. That's a D, okay? Okay, and so normally, since this is a C minor chord, you don't really want to include open E, which would be sort of a wrong note in this chord, but we'll talk about variations in a minute. So right now I'm only playing the 4 inside strings of the guitar. This chord doesn't really involve string 6 or string 1. Those strings aren't being played. Okay, C minor, add 9. Okay, next chord. This is a B flat 6, and here's how you play it. Again, it's another chord that doesn't involve those two outside strings. So these two chords kind of match in the way that they're on the same strings. Okay, here we go. So we're going to play fret 1. That's your root note. That's B flat. We got fret 3, like a power chord. We got open G. And then we have this note again, 3rd fret on string 2. That note was in the last chord. Okay, so you could just keep this finger. You could keep this finger on while you switch to the other chord. Just keep it, okay? And then move the other fingers around. And now you're going back and forth between C minor 9 and B flat 6. And when you put that together, it sounds like this. Okay, now let's go back to the first half again. Okay, now the second half. On G. Okay, now let's talk about our variations. What kind of variations can we play? Okay, as I'm picking that first chord and I'm playing the G, as you know, on a G chord, you can include this high G, or you can also include the note next door, which is a D. You might have learned that a G cowboy chord looks like this. And sometimes you could just play one of those notes, or you could play both of those notes. And so I might bounce back and forth between these two notes and make a little pattern. Okay, and then as I go into the next chord, this is an E flat chord. And so normally you'd think that the note E is a wrong note. It's like a augmented octave or a flat 9 or some kind of dissonant note, right? Like that note doesn't fit. Okay, but it could walk up from D to E to F. Maybe I could play a scale. Okay, that includes the open E, but I didn't spend very much time on the open E. I walked right past it. I started on the D. I played E for a split second, and then I immediately played F. Okay, now how does that sound? Okay, let's put all this together. Okay, let's work on the second half and do some variations. Okay, we got C minor add 9. And what we're going to do on this chord is we're going to go, we're just simply going to add a note with the pinky. The pinky's already on the 3rd fret, which is a D. I'm just going to sneak it up there and move 1 fret and come right back. So that's a D, E flat, and D. It's not really adding in any exotic notes to the scale. That's just the minor 3rd, which is already a note that's sounding in the chord. So it's just still a C minor add 9. It's not a different chord. But you can get some cool effects by going. Okay, now on the next chord, B flat 6, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to copy myself. Okay, let's hear it one more time with a clean sound. 2, 3, 4.